Haven't talked to Nick Wright in a while. He just got back on an amazing vacation with grandparents, his wife, best friend to Italy, co-host First Things First. He's well-rested and well-versed. He's a history buff, so I imagine that was an amazing thing. Let's talk about history. Mahomes has played 11 playoff games in his career. So if you take his 11 playoff games and Aaron Rodgers' last 11, it is not close. Mahomes is clearly the best quarterback. And yet I've heard Tyreek Hill and now Sammy Watkins go, oh, my God, 2 is so accurate. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is next level. As a kid from Kansas City, do you smirk at that? What do you make of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, there is the Tyreek Hill Tua stuff is just laughable on its face, right. And so I don't even think it needs to be addressed. Aaron is the only quarterback in the league that on a snap-for-snap basis can make an argument he's as good as Patrick Mahomes. Not even your beloved Josh Allen can make that argument on a snap-for-snap basis because his valleys are still lower than Mahomes' or Rodgers are. The distinction between Rodgers and Mahomes is Mahomes' numbers across the board improve in the postseason.
Yeah.
He had 2 touchdown-plus comebacks in a row his first year, or the year they won the Super Bowl. He did all of these things that Aaron has struggled with mightily. Yes, Patrick had a very bad half of football to close this year's AFC Championship game. But that was the first bad playoff half of football he's ever played. That Super Bowl that he lost, if you watch it, he didn't play poorly. He was just hit literally in that game more than any player's ever been hit since they've been recording these things in any playoff game. So I understand guys supporting their own quarterbacks and their own players, but the Mahomes comparisons fall flat with every player in the league with the exception of Brady. Because Brady also has great regular season stuff, and Brady's beaten him twice in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Everybody else needs to just zip it on this stuff. Even though I know, Colin does this weird thing, America. Hadn't talked to him in a while. I don't know. He likes to defend Patrick Mahomes, and then the next day be like, by the way, Chiefs are probably a third-place AFC West team. He's juggling a lot of these takes in the air. But I'm with you on this one, Colin.
A lot of levers with Patrick Mahomes. I said this. I love Brady, and everybody's got 2 personalities. We got the home personality, the work personality. Like everybody's, you're different around your wife than you would be around your boss. But there are 2 Bradys. Sure. There's the public Brady. He's swell. He's nice. He falls on the sword. He's clean cut. And then now we've got a bunch of stories. Dana White unveils the Gronk Brady Raider story where he dog cusses Derek Carr. We've got Deflategate. We've got, he was negotiating with the Dolphins while a Patriot. There's a little and by the way, I get it. We all got different personalities. But what did you make? When Dana White spilled the beans on that Vegas story, what did you make of that?
Well, what I do think it's a bad beat for Derek Carr, that Derek Carr gets confirmation that he was the guy that Brady was talking about when he was on the shop with Maverick and LeBron. That's unfortunate, and I think you have Derek Carr winning league MVP this year, so you also wouldn't have replaced him with Tom Brady. I know that. But it's a tough beat for Derek Carr, who is probably slightly underrated by the general public. My bigger takeaway was it is the least shocking news ever that John Gruden had the opportunity to bring in Tom Brady, but it would have meant John Gruden was not the biggest celebrity on his own team, and he was like, not going to happen.
Right.
I think John Gruden's quarterback at the time could have been Mitch Trubisky, and he'd have nixed a Brady trade. I think that if the Raiders were going to succeed under Gruden, there was a very specific set of circumstances in which it had to happen, and they all had to end in John Gruden getting the lion's share of the credit.
Yeah.
So, of course, they weren't going to bring in Brady. The other interesting piece of that I found, Colin, he ends up going to Tampa, and they win the Super Bowl, and it's gone great. But the 2 places we know he was interested in, I find fascinating in this regard. Miami. Why is Miami interesting? Because they're in the AFC East, along with, obviously, the Patriots. The Raiders. Why are the Raiders interesting? Because they're in the AFC West, along with Mahomes. who at the time Brady hadn't beaten Mahomes in that Super Bowl, right? Because that happened his first year in Tampa.
Right.
And there was a lot of folks like myself talking, Mahomes going to surpass Brady sooner than later. The fact that Brady wanted to go to Mahomes' division, I think does show the competitive vigor and spirit, still how deeply it still burns with him.
Well, I have. I want to throw an NBA topic at you because I know you love it so much. Is that I am a big believer in mobility because I've been mobile, you've been mobile, so I'd be a total hypocrite not to defend it. But there's a difference between a leader and a leaver. LeBron's been a leader, and he's bounced around, fulfilled his contract, and won. Kevin Durant, I could argue, is a leaver. Can't build the culture around him, and he left an ideal situation in Golden State. So I think the media would have loved if he lands in Milwaukee, Phoenix, Miami, a big, great story. But I'm not sure it's good for the league or his legacy. Were you surprised Kevin Durant eventually rescinded his trade demand? Did that shock you, Nick?
Oh, it shocked me. Listen, I got this one dead wrong. And I got it wrong because KD broke what had been the last player to demand a superstar player to demand to get traded and not have it happen was Kobe 15 years ago. In fact, I think it was like 15 years ago yesterday or something he made the demand. And I know today is 8/24, which a lot of people consider Kobe Bryant Day because of his two numbers. But that is part of his story. He demanded to be traded. They were working on trades. They were close to trading him. Then Dr. Buss came in and said, you're not trading him. A few months later, they get Pau Gasol. They make 3 straight finals. Since then, every superstar player that's wanted to be traded has gotten their way eventually.
Yeah.
Even non-superstars like Ben Simmons had to wait a little bit, but he got his way eventually. I'm surprised KD folded his hand the way he did, and I think it was a odd confluence of events. I think in a weird way, Danny Ainge getting the return he got for Rudy Gobert made this trade far more difficult. Because, Colin, if you were thinking of selling one of your, I think it's at this point 7 homes, and your guy up the street is who has a far inferior home sells his for double what you thought you were going to get for yours, then you might all of a sudden be like, well, I can't sell my home for what I was going to sell it for, if that's what and that's why with Rudy Gobert. When Rudy Gobert is worth 4 players and 4 firsts, what's Kevin Durant worth? The naming rights to the franchise, so that hurt it. I also think Kevin Durant underestimated the mettle of Joe Tsai. When Joe Tsai is one of the most powerful, one of the wealthiest people in the world, and KD tried to stare him down and didn't win, I also think KD underestimated, as did I, and I got this dead wrong, that Sean Marks and Steve Nash would want to stay in the KD business when KD said, all right, I'll stay if you fire him. That's going to be an awkward working relationship.
No question.
The whole thing, Colin, is shocking to me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one winner and one potential winner.
Okay.
A potential winner is Durant, because I don't think the Nets are going to win the title. I think they're still a very, very flawed team. But if they were to win the title, this is the exact circumstances KD needs to win a title.
Yeah.
A team he put together that he's the best player on. That's the potential winner. The unquestioned winner is your old buddy Nick Wright. Because while his take is wrong, your old buddy Nick Wright, 1 week before KD's trade demand, bought 4 10th row center court Nets season tickets. And I was about to stare at a Ben Simmons, TJ Warren pick and roll 41 nights a year. And now I get KD and Kyrie. So I'm a winner in this, even though my takes were bad.
Yeah, those Joe Harris leading the brigade nights don't feel the same.
That wouldn't have been good.
Yeah. Nick Wright, my buddy, congratulations on your success. Big news on Nick coming up, and also just got back from Rome with his beautiful family. Good seeing you, buddy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.